Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So I keep getting lots and lots of comments on my videos, lots and lots of emails coming through. We're getting PMs on our Facebook pages asking what is happening with the Scania 143. So in this episode, I'm going to bring you all up to date with where we are up to with this truck, what the future holds for this truck, and what is to come. Now, if you are just joining this build for the first time, there is about 50 episodes of this truck on the channel, so feel free to have a scroll through, watch some of the videos to get yourselves up to date, or hopefully by the end of this episode, you should be up to date with how far this truck has come, what it's had, what it's needed, and what is left to do. So let's have a walk around it. I'm going to bring you all up to speed, get everybody back up to date with where we are at with this truck, what it needs, what's left on it, what parts we need to get ordered, and hopefully you will see quite a few episodes coming of this truck in the very near future. Lots of stuff blocking it in. It has been sat here now for quite some time. Now, we haven't been able to get on this vehicle due to other ongoing projects. Again, me and Glenn are running our own businesses and we have just been struggling trying to get together to get back onto this vehicle. We've had lots and lots of stuff going on in the background. Very, very busy period for us with our businesses, so this has just took a bit of a backseat. We have been waiting for some parts from Boniface, which are now due to come in this week. This vehicle will be featuring back on the channel very, very soon. Within the next week or so, we should start to get some updates on this and start to get some work done on this truck again. It was an absolute wreck when we bought it, and we've turned it into something quite special, and it is not far off, to be fair. We're probably about 80% through this project now, so I'm just going to go around it, bring you all back up to speed, let those people know what's going on with this truck who are just joining this for the first time and just seeing this vehicle for the first time, and just go through what we've done, where we're up to, what's coming next, and the stuff we need to get for it. So let's have a little walk around, let's have a refresh, let's catch up to where we are at with this truck, because to be honest, I think me and Glenn have actually also forgotten where we're up to with this truck. So we'll start on the front. So obviously the front bumper is missing. The front bumper is over the other side of the garage. We do need to get that bumper out, and we do need to empty it of all its rusty contents. It wants some fabrication work, some welding. It wants obviously a bit of filler work, painting, putting back on the truck, and then the plan for that weighted front bumper is we are going to refill it with concrete instead of steel shot. That will be filled with concrete once it's back on the truck. We do also need to shot blast the bracketry for that and get that painted. We've got the headlights installed, as you can see there. Now, we have wired one side up. I think it was this side that we wired up. This side still needs wiring. We've still got the wiper arms to refurb and fit, obviously with new wiper blades. Up there, we are missing the front-facing mirror, which is the reason why the sun visor isn't completely bolted on yet. As you can see in those top corners, there's some bolts missing, so we do need to make some brackets for those and get that front mirror installed, and then we can finish off and fit the sun visor. We've got some big Hadley air horns on the way that we will be putting on the roof and plumbing in as well. We'll walk around this side. So we got the mirrors. Originally we was going to leave those mirrors black, but we decided to put the covers on and paint those in white, and I think it actually looks a hell of a lot better in white than it would have done leaving them in black. The cab was fully repaired, prepped and repainted inside and out. The whole inside of the cab was sound deadened, treated, painted, and there's a full custom interior in there, which I'll come back to very shortly. We'll get back to that. These steps was painted, but they have been obviously warped on quite a lot getting in and out of the cab, and they are quite scratched and stuff now, so we will be redoing those. We've got some spats that we need to fit. We've got brand new wheels and tyres on the front, obviously all colour coded. Exhaust still needs piping up. Now, we have got the parts we need for this exhaust now, just to pipe it to the back of the turbo, so that's something that we will be doing very soon, getting that exhaust plumbed up, and then we need to get some new straps on the stack and fasten that to its brackets. At the moment, as you can see, it's just held on with a ratchet strap. The flyer is all bolted down now, completely fixed on properly. We put some new rubber pads under that flyer. We've got all the LED marker lights. These are a like for like with the originals basically, but just an LED version, so they look as they did the day it left the factory, but just in LED version, just to modernise it a little bit. We've got all the checker plate we need to run up inside that flyer yet as well. That's going to be loads of fun trying to make those angles and shapes on there. All the lockers was completely removed from the truck, fully shot blasted. I think I had God knows how many hours, hundreds of hours of welding and fabrication on these lockers. and I think I did something like 80 or 100 foot of welding on these, if my memory serves me right. It's absolute mountains and mountains of welding and fabrication work went into these, all refurbed inside and out, all painted. We started to get all the rubber matting in. We've got all the seals on this side all the way down right into the small lockers there as well. We did start to mock up the wheel arches. We have got some wing stays that we're going to be putting on there. They're an IT35 cranked wing stay with some IT35 brackets on the front. We've got some rubber bobbins that we're going to fit in the middle and bolt those through the lockers just to stop the wheel arch sagging over time, to keep it up, propped up nice and keep it nice and straight. We are going to make some brackets for the back as well to come off the body and mount to the back of the wheel arch, and then we're going to put some nice mud flaps on the back of there as well. We've got all the LED lights down the side installed. We've got all the wiring ran into these lights as well, or ran down to the lights. They do need connecting up. We put an aluminium track up there, which we are running the wiring along the top of. And we've got these interior lights that we need to fit. They are going to be mounted to these brackets up there like so. There's all that to do. So the majority of the work on this now is, the bulk of it is wiring. There is other stuff that needs doing, but sort of the elephant in the room is the wiring. In here we find all the controls from the manual controllers. We refurbed all this, refurbed all the solenoids, valve blocks. All that was gone through and redone. It's getting a little bit dirty in there now. We are going to be getting this truck out of here as well. We're going to be having a good clear up around the truck, getting rid of all this stuff. We're going to get the truck outside. We're going to give it a good wash and a polish, get it back in, and then commence the work, just so we've got a nice, clean, fresh start on it. All the lights are in the back of the flyer. We've got some nice sort of period-looking beacons on the roof as well. We do need to put the feet on those, so it will raise them up slightly, and then we can get the wiring in for that. The exhaust pipe there, or the tailpipe, does need cutting down. It isn't staying that long. Once we've got the beacon fastened on and we know the height of the beacon, then we can cut this just a little bit higher and put sort of a slash cut on it, just so that the smoke sort of goes over the top of the beacons and it doesn't start to soot up the beacons. Obviously we don't want loss of visibility due to those getting all covered in black soot. So we move around the back. We've got the pigtail outline markers on. We've got the rear lights installed on this side, although they are loose because we haven't actually finished off the wiring yet. So we have started to wire these up. It does need the final fitment and all heat shrinking in there. Then we can secure those lights on. We've got the work lamps fitted. The whole chassis was completely stripped down, had a full shot blast and quite a good few coats of paint just to hold the rust back, and it actually came out really well. Again, it is covered in dust now, so it's hard to see, but we went through all this piping down here. It does need tidying up, but the majority of that pipe work is new. All refastened up under the boom. We had the two main lifting rams off. We sent them away. They got fully resealed. We had all new pins made for those as well. They was loads of fun to get off. We had an absolute nightmare with those pins. So yeah, glad we don't have to do that again. So they are now done. We've been through all the pins and all the bushings on the underlift. We've removed the fair leads and the rollers. We are getting some new ones of those, which is some of the parts we're waiting for from Boniface. They are en route to us, so we can start to get those out. We've removed the chains from this side. However, on this side, this chain is so rusty inside there, it's actually sort of welded itself together, and there's like a big ball of chain that's stuck in this body that we just can't get out. So we're gonna have to, when we get this outside for a wash, I think we're gonna have to get the stacker truck hooked up to that chain and just try and literally be a bit forceful with it really, and just rag it out. That's all we can do at this stage, just put a bit of pressure on it and try and force it out. Again, work lights on this side, back lights all installed pretty much on this side. I've got one light left to wire up, then those can be fitted as well. Now, as we move around here, we've still got the wheel arch to do on this side. It had all new airbags, new drums, new shoes, new spring, new slack adjusters, new brake chambers, wheel bearings. It had all sorts of stuff. The running gear on this truck is probably 80% new, and a lot of the stuff was genuine Scania stuff we installed on here as well, because that's pretty much the only place we could get a lot of the parts from. So we did spend an absolute fortune on parts. We do need to get all the rubber seals around the lockers. We haven't done any of that on this side yet, and we also need to fit the aluminium track up all the way along there as well to put this wiring in, same as the other side, so the wiring's got somewhere to run along, so it's out of the way, it's not getting battered and snagged. So there's that to do. We even refurbed all these handles. All the springs of these handles were actually brand new. These locker doors was fabricated specifically for this truck. The old ones was absolutely rotten out, so these are brand new locker doors. Every single one of these has been replaced with a new door and a new catch. And as we make our way to this front locker, this is where the bulk of the wiring is. Now we've got this junction box that we started to install, and we're going to be putting all the wiring into this junction box, basically from the cab into the box and then out of the box into the body. And we're basically going to be doing away with this old box here. We've got a full new set of relays to go in there, and we're probably going to run the new looms from the cab down here. These are the old looms, but as you can see, they are too short. So rather than putting a join in here, which is probably going to cause issues at a later date, we're just going to run a full new loom from the cab straight into that junction box. So it's one piece of wire without any breaks, so it should last a lot longer. We've got batteries that we need to fit as well down in this bottom locker. That needs doing. We refurbed the fuel tank, which you can just about see in there. That was all painted and redone. We refurbed all the air intake. That come out absolutely brilliant. We put all new clamps and stuff down on this rubber buffer on the bottom of the air intake as well. Again, all colour coded around this side. We had all new wing brackets, original Scania brackets that we fitted because the old ones was rotten as well. Again, new wheels and tyres on this side. All new mirrors. These steps, again, are going to be getting repainted. Now, I'll show you inside the cab and where we're up to with this. So we've had a full custom interior retrimmed for this truck, all embroidered. We've repainted all the dash in body colour, and it looks absolutely mint in here now. It's brightened it up so much. It was a really dark, dingy place to be originally, and now it's just really light, bright, and just a really nice place to be. All the seats fully custom trimmed, all embroidered, and then we have the soundboard that we made. This all needs wiring up yet as well, so that's going to make some noise sat behind your head. All new side cards, all new up there. We actually made the backboard and the roof panel in here ourselves and retrimmed all this ourselves in here. We've got all new gaiters fitted, a new lever on the gear stick. It just needs a final clip putting up there, and this pad needs bolting down. Again, all the dashboard completely repainted. How smart does that look? Then we have a little cupboard, a little table. That's all been painted inside and out as well. Looks absolutely mint. This does pull forward, sort of lifts forward and turns into a sliding table. We've got a fully retrimmed bed as well that we need to install yet. All the top lockers painted out. Again, just brightens it up a hell of a lot. We have got a new stereo to put in here as well to go along with the sound system in the back, and we're going to be installing some nice new little speakers behind here as well, so you've got noise in front of you as well as behind you. And I think we're going to be installing some tweeters somewhere up in the top corners of the dashboard as well. So yeah, we've done absolute mountains and mountains of work on this truck, but it's still quite a fair ways off yet. But as I was saying, this should be coming back to the channel very, very soon. I'm just down at the unit now, just waiting for Glenn. Glenn's on his way down, and what we're going to do is get a pen and paper out. We're going to go around the truck, just have a bit of a head bumping session between us. I say we've not managed to get together on this truck for a long time, so the aim of the game for us tonight is to go around the truck with a pen and paper, make a list of everything that needs doing that we both know of, any parts we're missing that need ordering, and then we can get all the parts ordered. And then over the next coming weeks, we're going to be jumping back on this truck and making some real good progress on it. So make sure you keep an eye out on the channel, because there's going to be plenty of videos coming for this Scania 143, which should make a lot of you guys happy, because as I was saying earlier, I do get many emails, many comments asking for another video on the Scania. So it is coming soon, guys. I hope you did enjoy this episode. I hope that's brought you all up to speed, and we'll see you all on the next video.